Welcome back. Today is going to be more of a creepy ghost stories of my own. So sit back, grab a drink, grab a snack, and be prepared to be scared. So I was living in Vermont Beach. It was a small, kind of a quite medium complex. Some weird people, some not weird people. I lived with my mom and my half-sister. All the stories about sibling rivalry. One day my sister decided to lock me in the bathroom. It was dark and very creepy. Bathtub in front of me, sink aside of me. I was sitting on the toilet. There was a small linen pantry. By the side of the bathtub. All of a sudden, I heard the water turn on. I was wondering where it was coming from. I looked in the sink, nothing was there. Looked at the bathtub. It was a dark red water. Kept on filling and filling and filling the bathtub. I backed away, trying to get back on top of the toilet. See, it was closed. Kind of brought my knees up to my chest, looking at the dark red water. I screamed out, "Get me out of here!" My sister was laughing. All I could see was just dark, very dark red water. All of a sudden, this pale face, long-haired, blonde girl risen up out of the water. It was like some kind of horror movie. But even scarier when you saw her skin. She was so pale. Her skin looked to be clammy a little bit, like she was laying in that water for a long time. Her hair was just long, thin, blonde color. She kept on rising above. I noticed scars around her arms, and there's 2 slits on her wrist. When she stood up, there's more cuts all over her legs, and places that you would think it would immediately kill her. When I figured out what she'd done or what she was doing, I was scared. I looked at her. She turned around. Dark, black eyes, skin so pale, clammy hands, water dripping off her body. It was Like I said, that was a horror movie. She opened up her mouth, her teeth are just disgusting. Yellowish, like rotting teeth. She just stared at me, picked up her arm with her clammy hands. She pointed at me and told me, "Get out." I screamed, "Get me out of here." My sister was laughing. My mom was like, I heard my mom. She asked what my sister was doing. She said I locked Jasmine in the bathroom. My sister then decided that she just realized that I was not comfortable in there. She told me to unlock the door from the inside. Creepy thing is, there was a lock on the door. The lock disappeared. The lady was still standing there, pointing at the door, saying, "Get out." I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. Besides, just kept on trying to open up the door. All of a sudden, the lady started to disappear. I turned on the light. No water was in the bathtub. The lady was gone. I was trying to figure out the door as the lock appeared back on the door. After about being stuck in there in the bathroom, figuring out how to get out of the bathroom, lock just finally randomly appeared on the door. Unless it was there the whole entire time. And I didn't know. Opened up the door, ran out, panicking. Told my mom I saw a lady in the bathtub that had cuts on her legs and slashes on her wrists. Described her. Clear as day. My mom just said, "You're probably imagining things. And it's just your imagination." I thought to myself that night, maybe it was. That night I just fell asleep. Moving on to the next story. If you're wondering, I never saw her again. Anyways, moving into the next story. See, we still living in Vermont. Not Vermont. Kind of like a Myrtle Beach type thing. The beach area. Same house, same place. We didn't know. Well, my mom kind of knew that this older gentleman used to live in our apartment. He got very drunk one night and decided to try to come downstairs from his bedroom. Well, he fell down the stairs and instantly killed himself. So this is where the story begins. We now lived with a ghost. This guy was an older gentleman. We didn't know how old he was. But he really, really liked Rice Krispie treats. My sister found this out after he flung like a Rice Krispie wrapper. Literally, it was floating down the stairs. And floated right into the kitchen. It was found in the kitchen on the kitchen floor. That day, we noticed that he really, really liked Rice Krispie treats. I mean, he wasn't really that aggressive of a ghost, but he wanted us out of there. It was so-called his apartment still, even if he was dead and gone. So we tried to make it more friendly to him as we possibly could. We always brought him gifts. The funny part is, we left him upstairs in the hallway on the landing area where the wall was. Every day, we either saw the rapper coming down the stairs and just stop at the bottom of the stairs. Sometimes we'd find the rapper in the kitchen. The one scary day, it was a scary night. It wasn't really the scary night. It was a typical night. We ate dinner all together. Mom tucked us into bed. I kind of got thirsty. So I decided to get up from my bed. Checked on my mom. She was still sleeping. Checked on my sister. She was still sleeping. I decided to go downstairs to get myself a drink. So I didn't want to wake up my mom. I didn't want to wake up my sister. To go get me a drink. I saw this semi-dark shadow at the top of the stairs when I came out of my bedroom. It looked at me, and I looked at it. It was kind of a heavy feeling, like you're being watched, but at the same time, you're actually seeing the entity for the first time. Now, it's about maybe 10 o'clock at night, and I could have been possibly half asleep, to be honest. I could have gotten a cup of water from the bathroom, but I wanted one of those Huggies that you used to drink when you were a little kid. Wanted one of those. So I walked closer and closer to the shadow. It started to get more animus, and just felt like he didn't want me there. And all I could instantly hear was, "Get out of my house." All of a sudden, you hear footsteps coming. You hear the footsteps. They started to come closer to me, and closer. I ran back into my room and told the ghost that I'm sorry. I just wanted something to drink. The shadow disappeared. I decided, well, I'm still thirsty. I just should just get a cup of water from this bathroom sink. But I still wanted the Huggy. And I was bound determined to get a Huggy. So I got back up out of my bed. My sister was awake. She was asking what I was doing. I said I was thirsty, that I wanted a Huggy from the refrigerator. She said, okay, just be careful. That she would come if she heard me scream or anything. So I went back out. Lights were all on, even though we all turned off the lights at night. The place was pitch black. I thought nothing of it. I was like, well, maybe my mom got back up to go back downstairs to watch some TV or something. Of course, that she didn't really have a TV in her bedroom yet. So I decided, I was like, well, maybe my mom's up. So came back downstairs, got my drink out of the refrigerator. The box of Rice Krispies were out. Rice Krispie treats were out. My mom wasn't in sight. TV was on, but it was just static. All I could see was, again, a dark shadow in the corner of the living room. The glowing eyes looked at me. I just ran back upstairs. Took my Huggy back in my bedroom. Drank it. And just fell back to sleep. That night. Third and final story. It was a gloomy night this time. I lived in a small house in South Carolina. It started a storm. Street lights were on. Rain pouring down. It wasn't really night. It was a nice day out, and all of a sudden it just became very, very dark. My mom said that there was a severe thunderstorm rolling by. That'll probably be over with within a few hours or so. So I was like, okay, cool. I sat there, watching out the window on my couch. I saw this weird shadow of a boy. A small boy. I thought he was real. Because he looked like he was carrying something. There's a crocodile and alligator just chilling on the street. South Carolina was known for the crocodiles and alligators. Gotta be careful where you were and what you were doing around water or swamp areas. So I saw this little boy just keep getting closer and closer and closer and closer to the alligator and the crocodile. And it seemed like that he was trying to feed him something. Maybe a piece of meat. But why would you feed a crocodile and alligator meat, knowing that you would probably become their next meal? Lo and behold, the crocodile and the alligator just death rolled. Like someone was there, but I saw the shadow of the little boy. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, there's a little boy about to get eaten outside. She told me, she's like, really? What's going on? And she comes up to the window and just sees the two alligators and the two croc and alligator just laying there. She's like, Jasmine, get away from the window. You could get struck by lightning. It wasn't really lightning out. It was more of a just rain. Water's pouring down the streets. She didn't see the little boy like I did. I was scared. The little boy looked at me wearing a t-shirt that said, I'm a cool dude. Wearing typical shorts. He didn't look any of anything. He didn't look pale or anything. He was still holding that meat. It started to stop raining. The crocodile and the alligator left, went back into their swamp. Next day, I decided, well, it's dried. There shouldn't be any issues going outside to play. And the issue is, we had fur ants in our backyard. Those things are so hard to get rid of. Very hard to get rid of. My mom burned multiple mines and came back, rebuilt another one, and it was a mess. So we really couldn't play in the backyard. So I decided, well, hey, let's play in the front yard. There was no ants there. Maybe once in a great while there's a couple snakes, but they weren't really venomous. So, playing out in the yard, I saw the little boy again. I decided to go up to the little boy to ask him what he was doing outside yesterday in the rain, in the storm. He didn't respond. His pale complexion started to get paler and paler. You can hear screaming. He started to scream. And I just backed away from him. Very slowly. This lady comes out and asked me what I was doing in the road. That there was a car coming up behind me. I said, well, I thought I lost my ball on the road. That's about it. And I asked her, I was like, did you see that little boy? She said, what little boy? I'm like, huh, weird. I thought I saw a little boy. And she just sighed and went back inside and just told me not to play in the road anymore. Continue to play in my yard. And decided to just play in my yard. The boy appeared again. This time he was in my yard. He spoke. He told me, shh. That's all I could hear was shh. And then he said, help me. Help you? What? Asked the little boy. Since I was the only one seeing this little boy. No one else could see him. So he told me to follow him. I followed him to a weird yard. Kind of not weird. It was type of like a swampish area. Not really a swampish area, more like a type of water that alligators would live in. And he pointed over to a tree and just disappeared in the tree. I go over there, and the most terrifying thing I ever saw. There was a body of a little boy. It was sad. It looked like a crocodile or alligator got after him He had a backpack with him. I was scared. Ran back home. Told my mom. And my mom ended up calling the police. And the police showed up. Hey. Knocked at my door. He asked me where I found it. I led the police officers to the scene of the crime. And told them where it was. They found the body. Unfortunately, the lady that told me to get out of the road that was dangerous ended up to be her kid. Well, then I know that the lady was a child abuser and left her son out there to die. It was a sad ending. They retrieved his body. Never saw the kid again. This is the end of the stories. I hope you weren't too afraid. Have a nice day.